Raytheon is honored to be sponsoring the ABA dinner this evening with a silver sponsorship and wishing them further endeavors to help small businesses in our community.
Well, Union Bank has really been proud to be a part of the Asian Business Association. We've always viewed it as a win-win situation. We certainly look for opportunities to do business, and it's a great opportunity because there's so many great businesses in the Asian community. And obviously we like to give back to the communities that we do business in. So ABA is win-win as far as Union Bank of California is concerned.
I think the Asian Business Association has been in the forefront in helping not only the Asian community but also the Asian business folks who are engaged in various activities. And I think that what the Asian Business Association has done in the past years, I think, is a real credit to the organization.
It is indeed my honor to be at this event and be recognized by Asian Business Association. And this organization, Edison, has been supporting since day one, its inception. And I have worked with many good business individuals, and we are glad that we have opportunities to work with the various small business to get business connection with them and opportunities and direct them to various economic development resources and programs.
And I'm very pleased to be here and to support the Asian Business Association. It's really important that this group is celebrating its 26th anniversary, and it's important because it solidifies all of the small businesses that API members are part of, and it gives them a forum to talk about their issues. And we as being a responsive legislator, want to hear about what's going on in order to facilitate business here in California.
Really a big supporter of ABA, and their members have supported IBM. We have a number of suppliers that come from the ABA who help us service our customers and to do business, and it's a great organization to be with and to support. And so this is a great evening for their annual banquet, and we're happy to be a participant and a sponsor of this event.
Well, I'm here to support the Asian Business Association. It's very important to have a united front on issues that are related to Asian businesses, and also to provide a network between all the different people. This is also a great opportunity for us as politicians and people in the community to meet the Asian business community. So this is a great event.
And I have the privilege of serving ABA as president this year. A warm welcome to each of you, our honored guests tonight at Asian Business Association's 26th Annual Awards Banquet. This year, our theme is Proud to be American, and I'm sure many of you share my feelings that indeed I am proud to be American. This September 11 marked the one-year anniversary of that day in which devastation and decimation could have reasonably crushed the spirit of the American people. Yet in the midst of the incredible destruction, confusion, panic, and fear, rose people who unflinchingly sacrificed their own lives to help others to safety or to comfort those that would not find safety. On that day, they became heroes forever, and we honor them as well as the families they leave behind. Families who will not know the comfort of their physical presence, but hopefully comfort in the knowledge that their loved ones gave the ultimate gift, not only for another human being, but for an entire nation. Tonight we have the privilege of honoring other heroes, those who made a conscious decision to dedicate their lives and lay their lives on the line for their fellow man and for their country. I'm speaking of men in our armed forces and in our protective services. You know, the Holy Bible, the book of truth, and the book I try to live by, tells us that those to whom much is given, much will be required. I believe these men understand they have a gift and a a calling and live out the full meaning of these words. So we honor these heroes tonight, their devotion to this country and their fellow man, for their selflessness, for their courage, and their commitment. Now, there's a third kind of hero. He may not lay down his life for ABA, but year after year, he's given of his valuable time to be an active part of our most important events, our annual golf tournament and our annual awards banquet. So here in ABA LA, we think of him as our hero, and we present him tonight with the ABA President's Award. Please join me in thanking and welcoming Channel 7's eyewitness news anchor. Oh, by the way, that's the one we should all be tuning in to watch. Our Master of Ceremonies and our hero, Mr. David Ono.
It's going to be a great program here, and I'm thrilled once again to be here. It's been so fun every year to attend this, and we always have so many wonderful speakers. This year there's going to be another wonderful speaker that you're going to truly enjoy.
Each year, Toyota carefully evaluates the performance of nonprofit organizations it supports, and year after year, they remain generous in their sponsorship of programs which enable Asian Business Association to assist its members and to thrive even in this post-9/11 climate. It is with honor and pleasure that we present this well-deserved Corporate of the Year Award to Toyota Motor Sales. Please welcome Ms. Gloria Yan, Corporate Manager of Corporate Services.
I'd like to congratulate the ABA for its ongoing commitment, dedication, and service to the Asian American business community. At Toyota, we're very, very proud of our long-standing partnership with the ABA, and we look forward to a very long and continuing relationship with you all. We're happy to also, again tonight, be the platinum sponsor of the dinner.
All nonprofit organizations strive for corporate support. However, without adequate representation, many groups will go unnoticed.
Asian Business Association has continuously enjoyed support and partnership with many enthusiastic and responsive advocates from the corporate community. ABA is honored to recognize the efforts of our closest ally by presenting them with the Corporate Advocate of the Year Award.
Mr. Tony Piazza of American Honda has been a longtime friend to ABA. He's consistently demonstrated commitment to this organization and its members in giving of time and resources to grow and strengthen this organization. It's with our sincerest thanks that we present the Corporate Advocate of the Year Award to Mr. Tony Piazza.
Thank you, Lily, for those kind words, and thank you to the Asian Business Association for honoring American Honda and myself with the Corporate Advocate of the Year Award.
Ms. Grace Wickham has truly taken ownership of ABA. She has spent tireless hours working hand in hand with ABA to develop meaningful programs for our members to assist them in growing their businesses. She never misses an event, and more importantly, she never misses helping out in an event, whether it's watching the hole-in-one at our golf tournament or giving the pitch to others to join ABA or support ABA. She is one of the ABA families, and we gratefully present her with the Corporate Advocate of the Year Award. Ms. Grace Wickham.
Thank you, ABA, for this recognition, and I'm very proud to represent Southern California Edison tonight to share the honor with other honorees to celebrate the success of small minority business.
Is Mr. Carl Bolton, President and COO of Union Bank Foundation, of our gold sponsor, Union Bank of California. Mr. Carl Bolton.
Well, every entrepreneur has a dream to someday own his or her own successful business. This year, the ABA is proud to present its Business Leadership Award to Mr. Ash Israni,
a business person with not only a vision, but with the skills to succeed. Ash Israni came to the United States in 1970 to obtain a master's degree in electrical engineering from Loyola University. Following graduation, he began to buy and sell residential property in California, ultimately forming Pacifica Companies. Today, the company owns and operates over 30 hotels and motels, as well as office, retail, industrial real estate, apartment projects, and single-family residential communities. Financial prosperity did not cloud Mr. Israni's vision in community service. Mr. Israni actively supports the local Indian American community and has contributed to the building of 2 local Indian temples. On behalf of the ABA, we are proud to recognize Ash Israni with the Business Leadership Award.
As you can see, I'm not used to receiving this kind of awards. This is very foreign to me. And after spending 4 hours on the freeway, I don't know what I'm doing here anyway. Anyway, I'm very, very pleased, ladies and gentlemen, to be here, and I appreciate you inviting me here. I feel very honored that I'm here with such distinguished business community.
To present Member of the Year award, our membership's chairs, Ms. Lin Chen and Mr. Albert Huang.
We feel like we should bring a little bit entertaining here. So we all know it's not easy to juggle between work, family, and do community services.
And yes, there's somebody that's out there tonight that's given his 110% to ABA. I know there's 150% that Grace has put out there, so I'm going to use 100. Anything more 100% is what it's more than I can do. So I'm very happy to, and this particular individual has put in his time into fundraising, into obtaining awards and prizes for golf tournaments, and he's done a lot for ABA.
So we're going to bring you this special person, and he is...
As the chairs of membership, Lynn and I are proud to present the Member of the Year award to Mark Hung.
First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mark. I'm working in the marketing field. That's a lot of resources can help ABA. And today I'd like to thank ABA to giving me this honor to stand up here. And actually, I'm kind of new member in ABA. The longest I have been member is AAA.
Each year, ABA recognizes academic achievers from many Southern California school districts. To present this year's Asian Business Association Scholarship is Ms. Gloria Ayan and Ms. Manetta Stevens, representing our platinum sponsor, Toyota, who has consistently held the platinum sponsor title over the past 3 years. Please welcome them. Now let me say, the ABA Scholarship Committee received over 100 applications for this year's scholarships. Under the guidance of Ms. Lisa Sueki, ABA member, Mr. Albert Huang, ABA Board Director, Mr. Gordon Ng, ABA Board Director, and Mr. Kent Fujiki of American Honda, the committee painstakingly reviewed each application carefully with each applicant's personal information blocked out to ensure a fair and impartial selection process. Now, each recipient earned a scholarship based on not merely their academic achievements, but also on the level of community involvement, presentation, and future business careers. Our first recipient for the $500 scholarship is Mr. Josh Yang from Palos Verdes Peninsula High School. Our second recipient for the $500 is Mr. Joy Furutani from California Academy of Mathematics and Sciences. Now our first recipient for the $1,000 scholarship is Miss Angela Sung of UCLA. And to present a $500 scholarship on behalf of Asian Business Association's Education Wing is Mr. Jonathan Hu from Asian Business Community Development. Mr. Jonathan Hu.
Asian Business Community Development Corporation, Incorporated, is an educational charity arm of ABA. It has been formed for about 3 years. Recently, we launched the first program with LA Unified School District, Gardena High School. We had a few meetings and discussions with the high school principal, Dr. David Almada, to set up kind of role model programming or mentorship program. So we're at the verge of signing the official agreement to kick off the program. As a token commitment to this program, ABCD has the honor to present this small amount of scholarship to Gardena High School. To accept in Sky High School is we have honored to have the Vice Principal of Gardena High School, Mr. Dennis Nakafuji, at our table. Along with him, we have and she's with the LA Unified Partnership Program. So please, ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Mr. Nakafuji to accept this scholarship.
The Asian Business Association members and our corporate sponsors are able to thrive and succeed in the business environment because of the safety and stability the community provides. To present the Community Leadership Award are Mr. Young Kao and Mr. Gordon Ng. Please welcome them.
Asian Americans are often recognized for their professional accomplishment as lawyers, bankers, accountants, engineers, doctors, financiers. What our society seldom recognizes is the devotion and sacrifices of those Asian Americans who serve and protect our community.
Born in Korea, Commander Paul Kim came to the United States with his family at age 15. Wanting to understand more about the culture of his new home, young and enthusiastic, Paul joined the United States Marine Corps in the early 70s and later joined the Los Angeles Police Department. Today, Commander Paul Kim is the highest-ranking Asian American in LAPD history. It is our pleasure to present Commander Paul Kim with this award.
You know, I was going to ask Madam President for permission, but I can't find it, so I'll just give myself a permission. I'll take 1 minute from my allotted time and introduce my wife. Kaylin Kim. I have a lot of respect and pride for all of you here, every one of you. Not only because of things that you have done or you haven't done, but the fact that you are here. I've been in public service for a number of years, and our public enemy number one is what? Who knows the answer? Apathy. Apathy. And the fact that the man that was here before me, I mean, it took him 4 hours, but he got here. Now think about that. Think about that. You know, 4 hours going through downtown LA to get here to participate. What a spirit. Let's give him a hand. You know, I can stand here and spend next 2, 3, 4 minutes thanking everybody, okay? I think you already know I'm thankful. But what I want to do is really challenge you to a higher level. Not that you're not accomplished. I know you are. I know you're good people. I know you have good citizenship. Otherwise, you would not be here. But my desire, just like your desire, is push ourselves. Push that envelope. Not only that, open that envelope. Let's see what's in it. I appreciate all the participation from the Asian Americans, but I especially appreciate the participation from those people who are not Asian Americans, because they give us that bridge to the bigger opportunity to address the whole city, whole state, whole country, and the whole world.
As this year's banquet chair, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our planning sponsor, I should say an American company with Asian name. So I'm proud of it for playing a key role in this year's award banquet. Please give a big hand for Ms. Minetta Stevens.
Well, now it's time to honor our gold sponsor. Union Bank has been with ABA for a long time. I don't know how many years, but a long time. And Carl's been with ABA for a long time. And every year, Carl represented Union Bank to support ABA for its event, maybe not just banquet, but other event as well. So accepting this award, please, Carl Bolton. We appreciate your sponsorship for ABA's. Please join me to welcome Carl.
Many of our parents and many of us came from Asian Pacific seeking freedom, better education for our children, and better business opportunities. Over time, we learned that being an American is no longer merely an ethnic issue. The concept of being an American demanded sacrifices from all of us to preserve our way of life. The value of being an American warranted us to reach out to those who can't help themselves. Asian or not, the creed of being an American required that we always look after our own. 9 years ago today, a U.S. Army Ranger commander led a group of ground convoy to rescue a fellow Ranger unit trapped under heavy hostile fire in Somalia. The ground unit was taking intense machine gun fire while driving through the streets of Mogadishu under inadequate road directions, but they drove on. Suffering 2 dead and over 17 wounded, the commander, who was also wounded, decided to return to base for backup. And I think we all know this story thanks to the movie Black Hawk Down. And as a courtesy of Sony Pictures, here are film clips from that hit movie.
Shoot back! Get that truck and drive. Tough shot, Colonel. Everybody's shot. We need a prisoner. Let's go. Keep your foot on the gas. Keep your foot on the gas.
Danny, no one gets left behind.
You understand me, son? Yes, General.
Do what you have to do.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, the man who was portrayed in that movie, retired U.S. Army Ranger and commander of the ground convoy, Colonel Danny McKnight. Please welcome him.
Thank you. Please be seated, please. Thank you very much. I cannot tell you how great a privilege it is for me tonight to be here with you. I have talked to your president a couple of times, and I probably told her that at least a dozen times tonight already. And believe me, it is more my privilege and pleasure to be here than it probably is for you to have to put up with me for the next 15 minutes or so here. I've heard a couple of things tonight that I got to make sure gets cleared up. It's sort of interesting to me. We're here at the Asian Business Association meeting, and the keynote speaker is somebody born in Columbus, Georgia. I was talking to Commander Leozzi about that a little while ago, and we figured that was fairly interesting in itself. But I thank John Liu for, some of that being the case. The other thing is, we've talked about, I've heard conversation up here about which podium to use. Well, I have a real problem with all of that, because I never stand in front of a podium. I think they should be burnt to the ground. I like walk around mics, so I guess what I can do is walk from one to the other whenever I feel like it. How's that? And I may do that, you never know, and I may just walk away from this thing and talk real loud too, because I do tend to move around a little bit. I think that's some of the infantry in me from 28 and a half years of the Army. But believe me, y'all have impressed me from the moment I walked in this evening to the initial reception to this wonderful crowd here. Y'all have everything going. You're a tremendous, tremendous organization. And please don't back off on what you're doing, because it really means a lot, not only to you, but to many, many Americans, period. His comments up front talked about seeking freedom and a better way of life. That was the initial comments he made a moment ago as part of my introduction. But you know, that's America. That is what America is all about. That is the American way. To maintain, keep the freedom that has been sought for so many years, and to ensure a better way of life. Whether it be from the Asian American community, or whether it be from the Latino community, whatever the community, that's what it's all about. And we are here tonight because of that. Because we have the freedom, and we have a better way of life, and we can sit here tonight and enjoy the camaraderie of each other, the fun, the laughter, and know that we're safe because of the freedom that is being preserved tonight around the world. And the Asian American community is part of that and has been for many, many years. If you look at the military alone, which I have been able to be blessed to be a part of for the last 28 and a half years, General Eric Shinseki, the Chief of Staff of the Army, Lieutenant General Ed Soriano, who was recently the First Corps Commander at Fort Lewis, Washington. Two very notable people, to say the least, that influence the Army specifically, but the military as a whole. In addition to that, you can go back to previous encounters like World War II. The 442nd Regimental Combat Team, of which the 100th Battalion belonged to. The 100th Battalion was created by Asian Americans and fought gallantly with numerous Medal of Honor winners, numerous decorations coming out of that battalion in World War II. The Korean War. In April of 1951, a young corporal by the name of Hiroshi Miyamura fought as a corporal that day on the 24th of April, and later was given the Medal of Honor for his actions as a young corporal in the Korean War. But I can even relate to those that I've been privileged to serve with. One of the finest young officers I ever had the opportunity to serve with was at that time a captain by the name of Pete Curry. Pete Curry became my A Company commander in 3rd Ranger Battalion when I was there. He and his wife Sue were two of the most fabulous people I've ever met in my life. He started out as a lieutenant, and one of his first assignments after a year or so was as a platoon leader in 2nd Ranger Battalion, willing to step forward as a young lieutenant
and take on the challenge of being a platoon leader in a Ranger battalion. A tremendous responsibility. But he believed in it so much he came back as a captain, became a company commander, and today has recently concluded a successful battalion command in the Army and is a lieutenant colonel. A great, great Asian American that I was privileged to serve with. So if you want to look at notables that have been a part of the freedom that we enjoy, look at those, just as a few examples. And they're not only current, we go to World War II, we go to Korea, and we see that. That's, to me, what America is most important about. But I look back at something that I believe in very deeply, and that I believe you do, because you're here, but also can relate it to those people I just mentioned. And it's called commitment. There's a very special commitment that exists in the United States military. And I want to make sure I at least touch on that because it's so important. Because, like I said, we can do what we're doing tonight because of that. Those soldiers that are in Afghanistan, that are in Kosovo, in Bosnia, that are somewhere in Korea doing the things they do there, those soldiers are committed to that freedom and American way of life. Those are the soldiers that, whether they're 18 or 19 or 30 or 40, whether they're in the Army, the Air Force, the Marines, the Navy, or the Coast Guard, they're all part of that commitment. The commitment to ensuring that that freedom that all of us seek, whether we're Native American or whether we are Asian American or Latino American, as Americans, that freedom that we seek and want to have will always be there. So for you to be able to have an organization that is as active and as diligent as you are about what you do, it just makes it that much better. Because those young Americans out there need that kind of support to do what they do every day. Every day. And I'm so pleased that after I get through speaking, a couple of people are going to be recognized. And there's some great, great Americans. And it's a privilege to me tonight to be able to share the podium with those individuals when they get their opportunity up here. And believe me, I know them quite well, and they are truly great Americans. As I pointed out, Asian Americans have long served in the military, from World War II to Korea to Vietnam to today. And they have ensured that they established a legacy through their service that all Asian Americans can look to and be proud of. And that legacy is being continued and lived up to today by people like Lieutenant Colonel Pete Curry. And they are the ones, all of them, regardless of the race, ethnic background, regardless of that, those are the people that make our military the greatest in the whole dad-burn world. And I will tell you that as long as there are soldiers in all the services doing what they're doing, and there are people like you that believe in what you're doing and show the commitment, we will always have our freedom, and we will always have the greatest way of life in the world called the American way of life. Once again, I want to say, truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be in front of you all tonight, to share the evening with you. This has been one of the true highlights
of my entire life is to be here with you all tonight. I appreciate it, and I look forward to doing it again sometime in the near future. Thank you, and God bless America.
Colonel McKnight and his fellow Army Rangers followed the Ranger Creed of leaving no one behind in combat. In fact, the bond developed among soldiers often supersedes racial boundaries. To present the Patriotism Award, Life Legacy, is Mr. Gordon Chow.
When the U.S. Army stationed in post-World War II Okinawa, a part of its job was to help the local population rebuild their war-torn island. Little did we know that a U.S. military civilian personnel, Mr. Arthur Boboski, not only helped rejuvenate Okinawa, but also helped to groom a future American hero. ABA is privileged to present the Patriotism Life Legacy Award to retired U.S. Army Special Forces Sergeant Mitsuo Mishima Boboski.
I don't want to bore your people, so I'm going to make it real short and sweet. As you can see, me and my last name, Bobrowski, we have so many stories to share together, and I can write a few volumes of book about me and Bobrowski. I started when I was 18 years old, because I wanted to go back to Japan after making tons of money here in the United States, and then go back. But what little I didn't know is that I have to spend 2 years in the military before I can make money. Well, that 2 years happens to be 21 years. And I didn't make any money, but I have friends, lifelong friends, all over the United States and abroad. My combat experience started when I was 8 years old. Of course, at that time, I was a receiving end of it. And 15 years later, I was commanding one of those Americans who was strafing my village in southern Japan. Because I'm so, well, this is one of the category, so this is a no joke category, but I used to be 6 feet tall. But after 21 years jumping out of a perfect good aircraft, I kind of shrunk down to what I am now. But that's all right, What I want to talk about is racial discrimination in the Army. Well, there is no such thing as a racial discrimination in the Army.
Not all Asian Americans are immigrants. Our next honoree is, as folks in Hawaii would say, Haba Haole, Eurasian of Japanese and American descent. To present the Patriotism New Generation Award are Mr. Scott Wong and Mr. Jonathan Hu.
In light of the tragedy and the danger that our nation faces today, Americans all over the country, including Asian Americans, absolutely, are finding their ways to show their patriotism and to show their tribute to true heroes.
For tonight, we're lucky to have Special Force, a Navy SEAL, and I respect them so much. During the VIP reception, I have to introduce my wife twice to him. So we can, after a few drinks, that's how I do. So it's my pleasure to honor to introduce the Special Force Navy SEAL Sergeant Commander Brian Losey from native Washington State U.S. Navy SEAL team. Please join me to welcome Commander Losey.
Good evening. Ms. Sal, Mr. Hong, esteemed members of the Executive Board, members of the ABA, thank you for hosting this special evening. Thank you for taking time to recognize those who serve America and America's communities. It means a lot for me to be here tonight. I certainly don't deserve any recognition myself. I am privileged, however, to recognize and represent those that are out on patrol tonight, those that are standing watch tonight all over the world, in Bosnia and Kosovo, in Afghanistan, in Latin America, in parts of Asia. They're out there representing you. They're great Americans. They come from all walks of life. It stunned me when Colonel McKnight spoke, when Sergeant Bobrowski spoke. There's a common thread in our themes. Half the things that I would have said tonight would have almost duplicated what Colonel McKnight's saying. We all come from the same culture. We're taught the same things. And these things are passed on to your sons and daughters when they enter our service, and the service of our nation, and the service of our communities. It's all about freedom, the American way, doing the right thing at the right time for the right reasons. A great statesman once said that a country that puts anything above freedom will lose that freedom. And the people in that country, if they put money, privilege, or comfort ahead of freedom, they'll lose that too, along with the freedom. Well, I'm proud to say to you tonight that Americans are serving America well. There aren't any finer Americans than the ones that come from all walks of life. I'm going to digress for a minute. There's a Chinese proverb that many of you probably know. It says that you do not use good iron to make nails. You do not use good men to make soldiers. And at one time in history, that may have been true. But when your sons are on the ground in Afghanistan, and a jet jockey flies over, 3 years out of college in his $35 million jet, at near the speed of sound at 20,000 feet with 12,000 pounds of bombs hanging off his wingtip, and he's there to pull your bacon out of the fire. And you look down the line of men that you're serving with, and you see another young man, and he may be 20 years old, only a few years out of high school. His greatest challenge before he entered the military was how to efficiently rip MP3s out of cyberspace. And today, he's running a radio, an encrypted radio, that's controlling that aircraft, that's going to tell that aircraft when, where, and who to drop those bombs on, so that the remainder of that element can come home. And I'll tell you what, there's no finer privilege than to be with a group of people like that. Oh, and by the way, that young jet jockey, he might be an Asian American, he might be a Latin American, he might be an African American, but he or she is an American. And I'll tell you today, there are women out there flying our fighter aircraft, dropping bombs around the world, protecting Americans who defend your interests.
As the war against terrorism goes on, many meaningful events fell victim to post-9/11 budget cuts. Event sponsors were increasingly difficult to come by as sponsors themselves scrambled to balance their weakening budgets. The annual A Weekend of Heroes action figure convention and military law enforcement recruitment display was on the chopping block, as no toy company would help fund this both fun and meaningful annual event in post-9/11 financial climate. To present this year's theme award, Proud to be American, is Mr. Neil Santo Tomas.
While an action figure toy event may seem trivial and non-essential, an immigrant from Hong Kong simply could not stand the gloomy atmosphere that was clouding people's judgment. Marco Polo Imports single-handedly funded the annual A Weekend of Heroes convention so kids had a chance to play with their favorite action figures and also got to meet the real men and women of law enforcement and the military. For giving back to the community during a critical time of need, the Asian Business Association is proud to present Mr. Tony Chen of Marco Polo Imports the Theme Award. Proud to be American. Tony?
I have a 14-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old son. When September 11 tragedy struck, all I could think of at the time was the future of my kids. I knew there would be a tremendous cloud impact on their lives in the years to come. but most critically, I wanted to minimize the immediate dark cloud that overshadows the normalcy of their young lives. When I heard the annual Weekend of Heroes action figure convention could not find a financial sponsor immediately following 9/11 tragedy, I knew I had to do something. This is a convention that allows kids, young adults, and the inner child in many of us to live out our imagination with a historical twist. What I like about the event is the fact that it also offers complimentary recruitment display booths to the law enforcement and military. Weekend of Heroes is a great venue for our children to relate their action figure heroes with real-life heroes. As an immigrant from Hong Kong, I reap the benefit of this great nation. This is my home and the only homes my children knew. I am embarrassed to share this stage with so many prestige honorees before me, for what I did was really nothing special. As an American and as a father, I merely follow my heart to make sure that our children don't live in fear in the time of turmoil, because they are only young ones. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank my wife also for all the support that she has been giving me for years. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much. One last thing, I want to introduce once again the ADA Executive Director to come forward. He has some final words.
Well, it's bright up here. I'm kind of losing my voice. I guess I spoke too much tonight, so forgive me. But what an evening. Wow, it's really bad. Let me recognize Toyota. I really appreciate you guys coming out. Toyota, could you please stand? Thank you for being our platinum sponsor year after year. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me first thank my board of directors, my president Lily and Joseph. I really want to truly thank you because you give me a lot of trust. I think you let me do these crazy things, be really creative. But I think after it all, we really strive to deliver value to our members. And how do we do this? We did it through our events. So let me give you a brief recap on what happened this year. We started with a planning retreat with our board of directors and our corporate advisory council. Together, we learned how to better work with each other, very important. We work with corporate partners, public agency, and of course our members. We had an event with the MTA where we were exposed to a lot of business opportunities at the Metro Transit authorities. We did an event at the Huntington Library, and we previewed the Chinese Garden, which has not even opened yet, so it's nice to be in there. We had a business-to-business exchange with the BBA, the Black Business Association, as well as the Latino Business Association and American Honda. We also had a fun golf tournament at Industry Hills Golf Club. And last month, we were at the deck of the Queen Mary. We had another business mixer out there. Certainly, we had a business seminar called Keys to Business Success, where we helped to educate our members and minority suppliers and to do business with our corporate members. And we're not done. There's a couple of upcoming events I want to announce. Next Tuesday at the Kodak Theater, we'll be having the Med Week. The NMSDC is coming to the LA Convention Center on October 27th through the 30th. Also, with the ABA, you can look for our next business mixer at the Staples Center with the help of California Lottery. We'll be learning how to do business with the lottery. And it truly is a business. We also have an event with the mayor of Irwindale that's coming up in November. We'll be to expose the incentive of doing business in that city. And please don't forget our Christmas party. This year, we really strive to deliver a fresh, new feel through our programs. These events all focus on one thing, to develop a contact for a contract. We really have to develop that contact. We strongly encourage our members to do business with one another and with our corporate partners. All these activities could not have been possible without your financial support. So on behalf of the Asian Business Association's Board of Directors, I truly thank you for your support by coming here this evening and attending our event. Personally, I really want to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to work with you. There are a lot of relationships I have with many of you out here, and I really, truly thank you guys for teaching me, guiding me along. I do encourage you to continue to teach me and guide me through the upcoming years as we move forward. Again, I want to congratulate the scholarship winners tonight. Thank you very much for writing in and doing a lot of work to do that. And of course, congratulate the honorees again. Colonel McKnight, thank you very much for coming out and speaking with us. Mr. Odo, year after year, you've been consistent with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Our banquet committee, and of course our volunteers this evening. You guys have made this event possible. Thank you for that. John Liu, I think you're back here somewhere, our event producer. Appreciate you assisting me. Thank you very much. Last but not least, I really want to thank Dee Castro. Dee, where are you? I can't see you, but just raise your hand out there. Dee, thank you for assisting me and our association. For you truly are the backbone of our association, and you really deserve more credit than you deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to have you join us this evening. Thank you for sharing your evening with us. We'll see you back here again. Drive carefully. Good night. God bless.